Welcome back to the Security Clearance Careers podcast, where we talk about all things national security, defense, cleared community, and government technology. So, I am your host, Katie, and today we are diving into one of the biggest events that's shaping the future of government technology. It started last year, and that is GovTech Con. So, joining me is someone who obviously is at the forefront of this space, creates a lot of content surrounding GovTech and cybersecurity careers in AI, also current events. Simone Berry, leader in the GovTech community, strategist, advocate for bridging technology with mission impact. So, Simone, thank you for joining me today.
Thank you, Katie. Excited to have another conversation this year about GovTechCon.
Yeah, and I last year was incredible. And so, but I wanted to start for those who might just be learning about it for the
Mhm.
first time. Let's kind of start at the top. What is GovTechCon and why is it an important event in the federal and defense tech landscape, especially today?
Yeah, definitely. So GovTechCon, this is our second year having a conference. So it is a 3-day conference where we focus on AI, cybersecurity, cloud. We also touch on data as well. And at this conference, it's pretty much a workforce development conference, and it's a community of government technology professionals. So last year we had government technology professionals come out that had a wide variety of clearances, from public trust all the way up to Yankee White. So we have top talent that attends GovTechCon. And during the conference, we also have a career expo as well, where we can have our talent is able to connect with the different companies and recruiters and learn about these companies, and they're able to do interviews on the spot. And even last year, some people were given job offers on the spot at GovTechCon as well. So it's just a really good space to be in, to network, to meet different recruiters, and also to learn a lot about the emerging technologies and different skills that are being utilized to this day to move the government technology space forward.
Yeah, and I would say for both our job seeker and sort of recruitment, TA, security, hiring audience, these industry events, it's, kind of clearance jobs bread and butter. But I mean, similarly for GovTechCon, it's just a good space for the networking component,
Mhm.
to be able to stay up to date on the conversations that are surrounding these topics today. So if you are a tech innovator, if you work for the federal government, if you've recently been displaced, if you're a contractor, if you're a policymaker, sort of any stakeholder within the GovTech sort of and cleared, just since we're speaking to clearance holders all the time, any of those audiences, I think this is a great event to attend. And so you have been involved in a lot of these conversations surrounding emerging technology and the workforce piece as well, like you mentioned. So what kind of themes are you seeing as you develop the conference take center stage at GovTechCon this year?
Yeah, so what we're seeing, we have a lot of technical professionals that want to speak about AI and how they're utilizing AI on the programs that they work on and the projects that they work on. And for example, even the Maryland CISO, he's coming out, James Saunders. So he's coming out and he's going to be talking about the different cybersecurity strategies that he's using now with all of the emerging threats. And so, we're seeing a lot of AI, cybersecurity being talked about. And we also have a lot of people that are also interested in, okay, if I'm working in this industry, how can I have longevity now that AI is here? So, of course, that's going to be a major focus for us this year, is making sure that people understand, how to best utilize the current skill set that they have, and how to additionally add AI to their toolkit so that way they can make a big impact in this industry.
Yeah. And I know that when we were recently at an event that was focused on AI, I think tailoring your job search to AI careers, especially for maybe people who touch AI or work in that space but aren't necessarily technical, um, learning about like what talent pipelines or workforce opportunities are there, I'm sure is going to be a big component with the conversations that are going to be had at GovTechCon. And I think if you're an employer looking for that kind of talent or looking for folks that are interested in upskilling and, transitioning maybe, some of the technical skills that they bring to the table into AI and some of those other topics, this is also going to be a really great event to meet candidates and job seekers. And so at Clearance Jobs, I know that we are always thinking about how events like this naturally impact cleared professionals. So where are you seeing the conversation, just since you have a lot of people kind of in your ear and in your DMs, I'm sure, and then with work and everything that you're doing professionally, where do you see opportunities for the cleared community in the tech space, in the gov tech space?
Yeah, so the opportunities that I see in the cleared space and GovTech in general in terms of AI, am seeing a lot of opportunity from the more like big tech companies and the startups that are starting to want to work with the government now. So, for example, OpenAI, you have Shield AI, Scale AI. You have a lot of different companies that are looking to get into this space and they're looking for cleared talent. So, if you already have a clearance, you're able to really have a leg up at these companies because they might not have a FCL yet to be able to sponsor clearances or even hold clearances yet. So, I'm sure they have some type of partnership on the back end to hold those clearances. But if you come in with the clearance and you have most of the knowledge, you're able to, really make way in this industry. So, for example, I had somebody work with me recently. They just landed a role with AWS. They didn't have all of the skills that they were looking for, but they had the top secret clearance and they're upgrading them to a full scope. So, you're definitely able to come in and get into some different avenues that a lot of people aren't really thinking about right now. And in terms of like traditional gov tech and federal government jobs, I am still seeing a lot of jobs come up on USA jobs that are supporting Department of Defense. They're coming up and they're being taken down just as fast. So I've seen a lot of roles that get posted and they're only up for maybe 3 or 4 days. But on clearance jobs, of course, I'm on clearance jobs every day. I'm starting to see a lot more job descriptions just flat out say, hey, if you have any AI knowledge or know how to use AI tools, that's a plus. So, I think now is definitely that time for people to start learning these different AI tools and learning how they can use these tools to move forward in their career with these new opportunities because AI is changing the entire landscape.
Sure, and I'm really looking forward to some of the conversations and content that comes out of GovTech Con related to AI, just because it has been such a hot topic, and I think we'll continue to see it be a topic for years to come. So I'd really like to kind of hone in on why now is the time to be a part of industry events like this. Just because what's been happening since sort of January 2025 with like the federal shakeup, careers in national security, careers in government, sort of getting a bad rap, but there's still like lots of job opportunities to be had and a lot of movement that I'm seeing within both the job seeking and sort of the hiring recruiting market. I just had lunch with my friend who's a TA director today, and like they're steady hiring. So, kind of looking
Mhm.
ahead, what's next? Like, if someone listening is, you know, thinking about careers in GovTech or hiring, so what kind of advice do you have for them?
Yeah, so I would say like for the job seekers, of course, a lot of people just aren't looking this direction now, right? Of course, if you already have a clearance, you're already working in the space, but I believe there's a lot of opportunity where a lot of people are not really looking for new opportunities. If they have a role, they're looking to stay there. But I think now with all of the funding and the budgeting coming down the pipeline right now, is the best time to be looking for any type of programs that are going to be pushing, like whether like it's next generation programs or whether it's new programs that are going to be utilizing AI to, meet the capabilities that the government needs. But I think right now is a great time to explore and see what's out there. Of course, every opportunity is not going to be the best, but you should at least know what's out there, who's hiring, and what type of programs are in demand right now, because the ones that are getting the most funding are the ones that are in demand, and it's probably where you should be focusing your career. And then I would say on the recruiter standpoint, if you're a recruiter, there's definitely going to be a lot of talent that is top talent that's going to be at GovTechCon that you'd be able to pretty much directly interface with just by coming to the conference. And for the recruiters, it's nothing for them to be able to either get a booth or participate virtually in this career fair. So then that way they're able to get access to this talent.
Yeah, so let's talk a little bit more about the model of the conference because I know it's going to be a little bit different from last year in that there is that virtual component. So help us understand that a bit.
Yeah, so this year is going to be a little bit different. So I know some companies don't have the resources to come out in person. So what we're doing is we're going to do a virtual career fair as well. So all you pretty much need to do is just log in during your dedicated time to come into the virtual career fair, and you're able to interface with, our the candidates that are going to be at GovTechCon. You'll also be able to like schedule interviews beforehand because you get access to our resume book. So, like last year, we had over 10,000 candidates in our resume book. And like I said, from interns all the way to senior technical professionals, and from public trust all the way to Yankee White cleared professionals as well. So, vast variety of technical professionals and different backgrounds as well that they could get access to. So if they want to get access to those type of professionals, they can do it virtually or they can come in person.
Yeah, that's amazing. I'm definitely seeing that as an attractive option, especially for folks that, might be hiring within the DC area or across the country, but they're just not kind of localized to GovTechCon, where it's actually going to be at the square in DC.
Mhm.
So, kind of thinking about our job seeking audience listening, or how do they, or really anybody listening, if they want to get involved in GovTechCon or the GovTech ecosystem and are just trying to keep their skills sharp, what sort of speakers can they look forward to that you're willing to share today?
Yeah, yeah. So, like I said before, we have James Saunders, who is the Chief Information Security Officer for the state of Maryland. We're also working on getting some speakers from the Department of Commerce from the state of Maryland as well. Of course, I'll be speaking there. We also have a CTO of a government contractor company that's speaking. We have over 50 speakers coming out. So I don't know everybody off the top of my head, but we go through a very strict vetting process. So we have people with a lot of different, experience levels, whether they're CTOs, some are also C-suite, some are managers in the space, hiring managers. So you'll be able to hear, firsthand from people that are actually working in the industry, and they've even been in the same position as you before.
Yeah. And I mean, last year was great because I feel like we covered it at ClearanceJobs, but attendees were really able to learn about, certifications. They were obviously able to network, learn more about upskilling and kind of staying on top of trends. So engaging with GovTechCon is it should be on your calendar for sure. So I'm really excited to see how the conference goes. But I wanted to offer you space, Simone. Do you have any closing thoughts for our listeners today?
Yeah, I would say that if you've been having a hard time, finding a job, I truly believe that networking is one of the best ways to be able to get to that next point in your career, because you just never know who you'll meet at one of these type of conferences. So like when I went out to Connect West to host the AI panel, I ended up running into multiple people that came to GovTechCon, and they got offers from going to GovTechCon just from people that they met while they were there. So I think it's just really good to expand your network, especially if you feel like, hey, times are really challenging for me. Maybe expand your network by coming to this conference. And again, you can attend in person or you can attend virtually as well. And for the recruiters, like I said, you'll be able to have access to top technical talent who are looking for new opportunities and looking for innovative programs that they can join.
Amazing. So, for those listening, both job seekers that want to attend in some capacity, and for recruiters or talent acquisition professionals that are looking for cybersecurity, AI, technical talent. We will link to resources in the show notes so you can learn more about the conference and include some contact info on how you can get involved or how you can be a part of it. So don't forget to subscribe to the Clearance Jobs podcast. Follow Simone on social media. Get engaged in the conversation at the intersection of security, tech, careers, and government. Just a quick plug, you need to join fedwork.net. You can chat more about government technology, specifically for the uncleared space. That's kind of our uncleared arm that we are offering folks listening, because I know not everybody has a security clearance, but if you have a clearance, you obviously should be on ClearanceJobs.com. So until next time, stay cleared, and you can get more information at news.clearancejobs.com.